What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Ron Jovi, coming at you live from Bond Street, USA, with the current ETW heavyweight champion, Andrew the Benchmark Boyd. Andrew, how you doing today?
I'm doing great,
Awesome. Glad to have you here. I guess it's time to announce this is the first ever episode of ETW this week, your official source of ETW news. We're gonna have interviews, we're gonna have mailbags, all sorts of cool stuff, new news breaking to you. We're gonna do it live every week from right here on Bond Street. So I guess I'm officially the reporter for ETW now.
Officially the reporter. You got your own show. Hey, it's about time, huh?
That's right. I've been working my whole life for this. So what we're going to do first is we got a little bit of housekeeping. As you know, we got a little bit of fan warfare coming up here. I had a question for Andrew. I didn't prep him on this, so I'm putting you kind of on the spot. So there's a man that comes here that is a self-proclaimed the #1 benchmark fan of all fans. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I do not know.
His name is Doug Odell.
Doug Odell, yes.
All right, and he recently had a pick for the fan warfare. He got the #1 draft pick. And do you know who he picked?
I'm gonna guess Aiden Brady.
He did. So what was going through your mind when he picked Aiden Brady over you as he being your #1 fan?
You know, it's not a surprise. Aiden Brady's one heck of a competitor. I can see him someday maybe becoming the ETW champion.
Oh, don't say that.
But first he's got to go through me to get it.
Oh, there we go. Well, that is not happening. You hear that, Brady Bunch? Also, I noticed it smells a lot better in here right now. Are you noticing that? It smells a lot better on a Tuesday night than it normally does on a Saturday.
It does.
And we're sitting kind of in the area that the Brady Bunch sits, so I'm thinking it may have something to do with them not being here. I talked it over with Justin, and since I am officially now the commissioner in waiting for ETW, I decided to go ahead and make an executive decision. There were a couple of things that played into this. It smells a lot nicer without him here. All right. Also, I've been complaining about the lack of security down here on Bond Street. Have you noticed this?
I've noticed we don't have much security. I know that sometimes the crowd does get a little rowdy, which is absolutely fine. It's nice to voice your opinion.
But the paper wads?
I saw that.
Those men were trying to do their job, and the Brady Bunch ruined it. Let's call it like it is. They were the ones throwing all the paper wads.
I'll give the Brady Bunch their credit. They are definitely rowdy. They are definitely probably one of the best parts of ETW, because when I wrestled Aiden Brady, they were not on my side. They were definitely for Aiden, which was absolutely great. You know, like I said, he is one hell of a competitor, probably one of the best in the area. And hopefully, I would love to see me and him face off again. But it's going to be hard to get that Brady Bunch to be on my side.
I'll tell you what. Now, here's a perfect example of them being rowdy, okay? So do you remember the effigy that they had of Ron Jovi constructed over here, shaking it around, taunting me and my friends and my family? Scared them to death. My little kids couldn't go to sleep. They were so terrified. Well, that was pretty horrifying to me, all right? But today, I go into work, my place of business, where I go and put my bread on the table, and guess what I found on my desk?
What's that?
The head, the effigy head. It was on my desk. They've infiltrated my place of work. You have to have a security card to get in the place. I don't know how they've done it. But so in an effort to keep out the trash, also known as the Brady Bunch, and to beef up security, my first order of business as commissioner in waiting is going to be to beef up security. Okay. Now, in order to do that, we're going to have to raise the ticket prices. And I think that this will kind of serve a dual purpose, because a bunch of the Bradys probably can't afford the higher ticket prices now. So we're going to keep out the Bradys, and we're going to beef up security, and the ticket prices are going up. So starting on August 1st, I went ahead and got BDC to sign off on this for me. We're going to charge $10. All right, you're going to go from 6 matches to 8 matches, and you're going to get 4 of the standard ETW awesome wrestling, and then you're going to get 4 more from Throwback Wrestling featuring current, future TNA stars. So for $3 more, you're really going to get your money's worth.
Absolutely. Be well worth the money.
There you go. All right, so Andrew, you ready to get into a couple of these viewer questions?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go ahead and get into them. All right, Andrew, our first question is coming from C. Johnson, and C. Johnson wants to know, first off, to benchmark, how long have you been competing, and who or what inspired you to get into the business?
All right. I've been a wrestling fan ever since I can't even remember. I don't have too many memories of my dad, but the one I do have is me and him watching WrestleMania. Little me would climb up on top of the couch, and I would drop the Macho Man flying elbow onto a set of pillows. Needless to say, Mom wouldn't let me watch wrestling for a while until I would sneak downstairs and watch WCW Nitro, and then eventually the Attitude Era. And then eventually she brought me to the shows, but I've been a lifelong fan. I started training back in 2013 at Next Level Gym. Devin Driscoll and Sean Schultz are my trainers, primarily Sean Schultz. He taught me everything I needed to know, gave me all the tools I needed.
Current NWA TV champion.
Current
Sean Schultz.
NWA TV champion Sean Schultz. He beat one of my friends, Ali Shabazz, who's also one of the best competitors in the area. How he pulled that one off. He's the snake in the grass.
Yeah, he's going to be here live at Bond Street, USA on August 1st, facing off against Shane Andrews.
Shane Andrews,
yeah.
The Bad Boy.
The Bad Boys Club, so that's going to be a great match.
That's going to be probably match of the year, only because I've seen those two wrestle each other, and they have, I don't know if it's a grudge, I don't know what they have, but they have a chemistry that no one can match.
They have a little bit of a bromance. Like, I've been seeing them on Facebook, and
it could be.
Nothing wrong with that. I represent Team Born This Way, so no judgment here. So, favorite WrestleMania?
Favorite WrestleMania has to be WrestleMania 3.
Yes!
One that anyone can watch, whether you're a fan or just a casual, someone just watching it.
It's the best there is.
The best one.
Coco Beware, I'm not a big fan of. I know he's from Union City.
Union City.
But I have to wonder. I've always asked myself this: if maybe the McMahons owned a stake in like a pet shop or a veterinarian's office in the 80s, because Coco Beware had the bird.
Frankie.
I've been trying to figure out that bird's name for a week now. You got Matilda, you got Damien. Something they were trying to get people to buy pets. I'm sure.
Had to have been stocking Petco.
That's what
Early
I'm
day
thinking.
Petco, but I don't think anything will ever compare to the Macho Man Randy Savage versus
Ricky the Steamboat Dragon.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. That match, that was the one everyone talked about.
That's right.
That one and Andre the Giant getting slammed by Hulk Hogan for the pin.
Yes. That Macho Man match it goes down in my book all-time favorite match ever. It was awesome. If you haven't seen WrestleMania 3, steal somebody's WWE network. Can I say that?
You can tell them it's $9.99.
It's $9.99. Go pay $9.99. Get on there, watch some WrestleMania 3. Awesome stuff. It's life changing. All right, so let's get in here and get to this next question. It's
you know
a
what, Ron? I actually have a question for you.
Oh, okay, let's go.
All right, Ron. It looks like C. Johnson had a question for you, and that is, does your butt get jealous of all the crap that comes out of your mouth?
I know who this is. I know who asked me that question. I cannot believe you asked me that question. My last 2 unofficial videos have proven 100% accurate. There is no doubt. There's no crap coming out of my mouth. I've done my research. I have upgraded my research team. They weren't doing that great, but I've proven with photographic evidence. If I see you out and about, your butt is mine. All right, C. Johnson. Let's go ahead and get to the next question here. All right, our next question comes from the Premier Choice, Brian Jeffries, and it is, when are you going to give me a shot at that title?
All right, Brian Jeffries. I've got the point. You want a title shot. Apparently, there's a long line for this title.
A long line.
A long line.
We got Shane Andrews. Mm-hmm. He was the first #1 contender. And now we got the Cadillac Cowboy putting Aiden Brady in the escalator. That was awesome. So he's the, I guess, 1A and 1B contender. And then I've always said Brandon Christopher deserves a shot because he got screwed out of his shot in the tournament. BDC stopped cutting them checks to him, so he stopped coming. So he's got who? You got anybody else in line?
Not off the top of my head, but from the sounds of it sounds like the line starts in Gainesville.
Oh, ugh! Get him a Tux medicated pad for that burn. That was sweet. And finally, DMAC wants to know how nervous you are for your upcoming match against Cadillac, and are you scared?
All right, first off, I've been in the ring with Snakes in the Grasses, Southern Psychos, Bad Boys, Heavyweight Sensations, hell, even Human Convoys. I'm not scared.
Oh, he's not scared of the Cadillac Cowboy.
Not scared. Nervous? A little bit, but I'm a student of the game.
Well, speaking of student of the game, what's up with that Daddy Macket?
I've dealt with Dowdy Mac a couple times in my past. I know he always has a few tricks up his sleeve. Plus, he has that nice little tennis racket with him.
It's not a tennis racket. It's a Daddy Macket.
It's a Daddy Macket.
That's right. I noticed the other day it was signed by Jim Cornette. So
Jim Cornette.
That's
yes.
pretty sweet. I'll give him that. He gets a little bit of street cred from your boy Ron Jovi on that. So let's see what else we have to talk about. Oh, we need to wrap up talking about this fan warfare a little bit because I've got, we got Aiden Brady on Doug's, whatever his team is. I don't even remember what it was called. But I want to go ahead and announce the name of my team right now. I don't know if any of you watch any other wrestling besides ETW. But there's a group of guys out there like AJ Styles, the Super Kick Party with the Young Bucks. They got a little club going on, kind of reminiscent of the NWO. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
What is that?
The Bullet Club.
That's right, the Bullet Club. So I'm here today on the first ever episode of ETW This Week to debut my team name. And yes, you will be able to purchase Ron Jovi merchandise at the merchandise table back here. I'm going to go ahead and announce it right now. It is the Mullet Club right there. You see, you got the chicken wings, you got the mullet, the aviators, and a couple of bottles of Jack Daniels down there if you are of legal drinking age. So that about wraps it for me. Do you have anything you'd like to add tonight, Andrew?
All I got to say is if you want to know what I'm going to do to Cadillac Cowboy Stephen Burns, well, let me tell you what I'm going to do. Actually, you're going to have to wait until August the 1st.
Oh.
And on top of that shirt, that's too sweet.
Too sweet. All right, y'all. Be here next week to see episode 2 of ETW This Week. And then also be here Saturday, August 1st, 7 p.m. for the first ever joint show, ETW, 4 matches, Fan Warfare, and then Throwback Wrestling, 4 matches, including Crimson, right?
Crimson, yes.
Crimson is scheduled to be here, so come out and see a former heavyweight threat in the TNA world. All right, Andrew, thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
I loved having you out here. Let me go ahead and get that belt in my trunk here. I'll hang on to it for you for good keeping. Until then, y'all, take her greasy.